Good morning from Brașov, Romania. Back on the Sport Scout, on the Stroker Scout. So we are stroking this engine, but first, before stroking it, it's a brand new made engine. We have to check every hole and see if everything is good. Still, what I want to check on this timing cover is the oil pressure hole here, where we have that sealing, because it doesn't look aligned at all to me. Then I have to grind a little bit the crankcase so the cam followers are turning over. They aren't at the moment. Also today I would like to adapt this axle to the newer oil pump. This is for the steel pump. I will have to cut it and make a slot in it. And maybe also drill a ventilation hole, a breather hole in the oil pump. I will time lapse.
Hey Joe, where you going with it?
So I'm lucky it's only on one side, this problem, so the Bonneville cams are not able to turn the followers. See, they are getting jammed in there, so I will have to roughly grind that out.
I said, hey Joe, I said, where you going with this gun? I'm going down and shoot my lady, you know I caught her messing around with another man. I'm going down and shoot my lady, you know I caught her messing around with another man. Hey Joe, I heard you shot your woman down.
Now I'm going to wash the crankcase good and the parts, so I can assemble them for...
Yes, I did shoot it, you know I caught her messing around with this other man. Yes, I did shoot it, you know I caught her messing around with that other man.
The valve train is working harmoniously now. Nothing is touching anymore. Maybe I will just take a little bit of extra, so I'm sure nothing will happen, but I will have anyway to finish it up a little bit nicer. I don't like to leave grindings in the crankcase, but for the moment we are good with this. I will move on to the other important part. For that I will have to mount the flywheel again to check, because I see this hole is not correct over here, and see what has to be done about it. At least I want to see if it's aligned with the flywheel or not, the little one. If the little one is aligned, I will have to make a bushing also, make this one bigger and make them align between themselves. The big hole is for the sealer, oil pressure sealer, and the little hole is for the flywheel to pass, for the flywheel shaft to pass. Very important hole for lubing the engine. So I can check this hole alignment. I have to mount the flywheel in the case, and if I'm here anyway, I want to sort out a little bit thrust washers for the side spacers of the flywheels. So I will mount the flywheels as correctly as I can in the cases, and then check the timing cover and see where we get. When it comes to thrust washers, I prefer not to mount the rollers and first check what I can check, the alignment of the rod in the crankcase. It doesn't seem to be aligned, so it's way to the timing side. I will see if I have a thicker thrust washer and put it there.
Hey Joe, where you gonna run now? Where you gonna go? Hey Joe, where you gonna run now? Where you gonna go?
I have two types of thrust washers on the timing side. One that is way too thick and the other ones that are way too thin. So what can we do? We take out from the thick one. Now I wanna check how much I have to take out, so I will measure that and see how I will take that out, because they are heat treated.
The gypsy woman told my mother just before I was born, you got a boy child coming, gonna be a son of a gun.
So, to determine the exact play I wanna have over there, I was mounting a narrower thrust washer. This is a custom one, I have never seen it before, for the timing side, but it's too thick and I want to know how much to take out of it, because the thickest narrow ones, the stock, will not fit these flywheels. So I chose a middle sized one for the other size. In case I have an error measuring, I can go higher or lower with a little bit. So now I wanna mount it back together and check without rollers and just check the rough side play that I have.
Gonna make pretty women jump and shout, and the world will wanna know what's this all about. You know I'm a hoochie-coochie man. I'm the hoochie-coochie man. I'm a hoochie-coochie man. Everybody in this world knows I'm here. I got me a black cat bone, and I got me a mojo too. I got the giant of Conqueror, and I'm gonna mess with you. I'm gonna make all you girls lead me by my hand.
So I was first measuring the thrust washer I'm using. I was mounting them without the rollers. This is just a rough calculation. Then I measured the 3.7 millimeter play with this with these thrust washers. So I spread this in two and got to this. Or you can also add these two together with the play, and we have a total play without washers of 8.21 millimeters. So I made this in half and I got to 4.1 millimeters thrust washers. Just to be sure, this is just a rough measurement. I will build also 4.2, also 4, also 4.3, and between these tenths of millimeter I will just use fine sandpaper to take out 100 or 2 or as much as I want to. The important thing is these are custom thrust washers. They are not available so thick because we are using VL flywheels. So this will be a whole procedure. First turning them, then first turning them on a lathe, then getting them heat treated, and then rectified, fine grinding, sorry, on another machine, and also on a milling machine to create these holes. So it's a lot of work on these thrust washers. I will design them today, make this drawing and sketches, and let them be machined. The thrust washers don't affect my mounting for checking the timing cover, but I said if I'm here also to make the rough measurements without the rollers, now I will mount the rollers and use some thrust washers that I have. But meanwhile I can also let the new thrust washers be machined, because I will have also other work on this engine. Now I will mount the rollers, put just some washers that I have, recheck these measurements with the rollers and see if it is the same, because it's more precise when you have the rollers on. And let's mount this a bit together.
And the world will wanna know who's that hoochie coochie man. You know I'm a hoochie coochie man. Everybody knows I'm a hoochie coochie man. I'm a hoochie coochie man. Everybody in the whole world knows I'm here.
Now, exactly as I could see with my free eye, you can see on one side it's almost there, and on the other side, so the whole machinery hole in this cover was not centered correctly. Now I have to think, I don't know if you can see with the light, maybe now it's better. This is one side, this is the other side. So and anyway, the inside hole, the little one, is not centered correctly, and the outside hole that should hold the ceiling is also not on the same line with the little hole. So I have to think how I will manage to align these holes. So when I was just checking for the rotation, I could see another thing. This is a metal part. So the thread of this shaft is also touching the surface here, so it is also not correct how the cover was machined for the side plate to this nut over here. I will also have to measure that and see how I can do that on the timing cover.
On the 7th hour and on the 7th day, on the 7th month now, the 7th doctor said he was born for good luck, and that you see, I got $700 now. Don't you mess with me, 'cause I'm a...
We have three things that were made wrong on this cover, just on this hole. First of all, the little hole is not aligned with the flywheel shaft. Then the second hole is not aligned with the first hole, and then the side play here is not correct, but it's not a problem of 0.10. It's a problem of 3 millimeters that I have to take out of here. I was checking, I have 4 millimeters, so I can take out maybe 3 millimeters and still have a surface over there for the bushing to stop. And now I'm thinking how to center again on the engine case, mount this cover, go to the machinist and make a new hole over here.
Together we stand, united we fall. Come on now people, and let's have a ball, let's work together. Come on, let's work together. And now people, because together we may stand, every boy and girl, woman and man. People, when things go wrong, as it sometimes will, and the road you travel now stays all uphill, let's work together. Come on.
So I sorted out what has to be machined on the cover again. I'm at 40 working hours on the cover and it continues. That's one thing, and another thing, so just people can get it. When you need a special thrust washer, what I have to do, I don't know, maybe other people have other services, but I first have to make a sketch of them. Then I was choosing more dimensions, so I'm sure I will get somewhere with them, because I would have to make 6 roads with my car or bicycle or bus or everything just to get one thrust washer like this done. One road to leave the machinist on the lathe this sketch, then I take them from him. Today I leave them, tomorrow I take them 2 roads, then I come back, I go to the milling machine guy. I leave them there for these holes that have to be plain, I see in the back. I take them back 4 roads. After I have them back, I will check them on the engine, take them to heat treatment. When I get them back from heat treatment, I will have to rectify them. So by the book it should be 8 roads, also to the other machinist that has the fine grinding to grind this. But I will do that by hand in probably 1 or 2 hours of sanding to get to the correct points. But first I will start with letting them machined with my machinist. So that's it for today. I will take my bicycle and leave these ones to be machined. The thrust washers are in production as we speak. It will be a lot of handwork to make those ones fit. So I got home and said, okay, today I will modify also this axle to fit the newer oil pump. And I was mounting the oil pump on, I will show to you, and was very disappointed because, okay, not all screws are in the correct position. That I could manage somehow, because I could make the holes a bit larger on them. But guess what? When I turned around the pump, the axle is also not aligned on the center of this axle. So if this would have been cut it correctly and mounted, it would have just broke here the pump or something, the cover, or because it's a big difference alignment, around 2 millimeters. So at this point I was talking to the owner of the bike and asked him if he's sure he wants to continue machining on this cover. Normally I should now, I will take out the oil pump, I should weld all mounting holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, make bigger holes, fill them up with welding, depress all bushings from this so I can replan this part, and I don't think that will happen. Really, it's way too much handwork to do that, and I don't think it's worth, because in the end you will still end up with a repaired cover in many places, in all places actually. So you can also see how the screws are going into the cover. So the whole alignment of the pump is wrong. This have to be welded, bushings all depressed, destroying again the nice seating in the cover. So I guess we just have to wait for another cover like this and stop this project for the moment. I will just finish up the thrust washers on the flywheel after I have them finished, and we will either continue with the steel pump and not adapt the aluminum pump anymore for now until he finds a correct matching cam cover, or we will just continue repairing this one. What I wouldn't advise, it's a lot of work that doesn't make sense in my opinion. It's better to have it produced correctly from the first thing and just mount it on. Thank you for watching. I will continue as soon as I have a better solution on this cam cover or a free hand to repair it. We will see. Thank you for watching.